Hey, I'm Pastor Jason Hanash of Discovery Church. I want to share with you today the 6 things that influence culture. I'm going to go from the most superficial influencing culture all the way to the heart of it to get to the most influencing culture that you can. Here it is, you guys. Number 1 is the language that we use. Language influences culture. So if you want to influence your discipleship or evangelism or missional living, you want to make sure that that language and that vocabulary is inside of your sermons. It's in your huddles. It's in your meetings. The second thing that influences culture is the things we celebrate. The things we celebrate. Whatever you celebrate gets repeated. So if it's celebrated, it's going to be repeated. So what are you celebrating in those huddles? What are you saying? Hey, great job. Here's a win. Make sure that those things are influencing your culture and attached to your vision. And the third thing is the heroes we make. The heroes we make. Who are you propping up as someone that's done a great job, that has won or done something that is notable? Those people that you are making heroes, everyone else is looking at them and saying, okay, that's who I need to be like in order to be affirmed and valued. The heroes we make influence our culture. Number 4 is the stories we tell. Stories influence culture. That a lot of times that the sermons that you preach, the data that you give will be forgotten, but the story will be remembered. What stories are you telling? If you're not telling the right stories, wrong stories will be told in its place. You have to influence the culture that you desire with the right stories that are moving your culture in the right direction. Stories influence culture. The 5th thing is the things we tolerate. The things we tolerate. So it's one thing to say we value accountability or feedback. We value unity here. But what are you tolerating shows more about your culture than what you're saying. What are you tolerating? So if you do value unity, do you actually tolerate disunity, or do you have those courageous conversations? What you tolerate shows more than the words that you're saying in your sermons, than what the stories you're even telling. What you tolerate influences your culture. All right, number 6, the last thing that influences culture is the examples we set. Hey, leader, the bottom line is if you want to influence the culture, you have to embody the culture. So if you believe that we should do life together, are you doing life together? If you believe that we should be evangelistic and soul winning, when's the last time you led someone to Jesus? Hey, it's not going to be a part of your culture if you're not setting the example. Culture trumps vision every time. A lot of times we want to focus so much on vision we forget about culture, but if you can influence a life-giving culture, you're going to accomplish the vision so much faster.